Hello YouTube, Wub Live here. Finally got my camera in. Giving it a test drive. I'm doing some crazy mic work here. A pair of headphones is kind of tangled up in my helmet here. Plugged into my iPhone. I get to export that to email, then import that back into my video editor, and then dub that over the video. That should be fun. So yeah, a couple things while we warm up here. Helmet's pretty tight, so I got the duck face going on. Hope you guys can hear me good. Like I said, this is a test, so there might be a lot of wind noise. There might be a lot of static from my beard. Who knows? Yeah, so be using a GoPro Hero Original. Finally found one in stock somewhere. It took me 2 days now. And yeah, the boss yelled at me about it, so that's all good. And still warming up here, so let's go over the gear real quick. We got some Alpine Stars SMX Plus. Got my Alpine Stars track pants, 2011 model. I've got Alpine Stars stunt jacket. Got these awesome GP Pro Alpine Stars gloves that don't really match anything, but that's cool. Using a HJC helmet. It's the FS12 carbon. It's pretty nice. Really cheap, that's why I got it. Of course, we're on the 2008 CBR1000RR. Looks like we're about there now, so let's go for a quick ride. As you can see, my neighborhood is being built, so lots of construction, nails, screws, and stuff to avoid. So we're going to be just doing a little neighborhood cruising right now. Like I said, since this is a test and everything. A little cramp in my hip. By the way, if you guys don't know, I'm in my mid-30s, so I take things a little bit slower. I don't wheelie all over the place. I don't drag my knee on the street. None of that good stuff. But I do like to go fast. Of course, we're in the school zone. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. One being that you know what my name stands for and everything. So yeah, if you guys haven't figured it out, Wub stands for dubstep, and love, of course. I love the dubstep. So I'm working right now with a couple of people on getting the rights to make an intro and use their music. That's interesting enough, I found a guy, a link down in the comments. His name is Hikaki or something like that. It's a Japanese guy, and he beatboxes dubstep, and it's by far the best I've heard. So much so that I hum that stupid beat in my head almost all day long. Yeah, and I know it's kind of weird that an older guy likes the dubstep, but I've been into electronic music and dance and techno for a long time. Since I was probably 19 years old. hear a bunch of the kids being like, wow, look. Yeah. Big silver bike, big dome camera on the front of his helmet. Old timer crossing guard. So yeah, this is my old neighborhood. I used to live here about 3 months ago, and it was pretty bad. These folks over here are a different kind of breed, I can tell you. Yeah, I used to dread coming home. I mean, it was in the back corner. I'll take you guys over there someday, but it's in the back corner. You know, I'm not very social, being an IT guy and working long hours and stuff, so I miss a lot of social stuff. And, you know, I just generally, all around, don't like people, so, you know, you come home and everybody be out in the front yard and chatting and kids running around like crazy and people having barbecues and all that, and we would just, we would either, you know, over time we were just left out because we weren't, you know, always home, or we weren't always out in everybody's faces all the time. And, you know, that kind of turned into animosity. People started to not like us even more and more because we wouldn't socialize with them. And, you know, and after a while you just kind of get tired of it. And, rumors start flying around about things being said to other people, and, you know, before long you don't even want to go outside. You don't want to go mow your own grass, you know. Yeah, I'm pretty passionate about that topic. You know, these guys pretty much ran me out of my first home. I bought it when I was 23 years old and thought it was a pretty big step for a youngster like me, and, you know, they pretty much ran us out of there. But, you know, I'm in a better place now. You know, my career took off, and my wife's career is taking off. And, you know, I just wish that, you know, that everybody could get along, and, you know, I could have had a lot better life where I was. But, you know, I'm trying to make the best of it. You know, I got a bigger house, like I said, and room for a pool now, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I started riding motorcycles back when I was probably 14 years old, illegally, of course, and, you know, I come from a small town where nobody really messed with you unless you're doing something pretty bad, so most of the cops just looked the other way and just let you do whatever you wanted. And, you know, that's pretty cool, being able to be 14 years old riding a motorcycle to school. Yeah, so it was a Ninja, believe it or not, and this was back in 1993-ish. Yeah, it was, don't remember what the old Ninja model numbers are, you know, like the ZX 600 or whatever. You know, back then I don't even remember what it was, but it was the sport bike at the time to have, and, you know, it had 4 individual carburetors. Just got into fuel injection that year, I believe, and, you know, it made for some fun. So it was a little used when I got it, but it did the trick. You know, back then, you never even, being so young, you didn't even think about maintenance, you know, so I don't think I've ever oiled or maintained the chain. I think it had tires on it that was showing tread, you know. It's a miracle I made it out alive. No gear, you know, shorts and flip-flops and baseball caps. Yeah, that bike 2 or 3 years later ended up getting stolen. Yeah, that sucked. But, you know, it led to bigger and better things. You know, my next bike after that was a 1400cc Goldwing Aspen Cade. Great big old monster. It also happened to be the first bike I ever crashed. So, taking my bike out to go into work one day, you know, a big old Aspen Cade, you know, got a couple of years of riding under my belt. Here's my favorite turn right here. Yeah, so big old Aspen Cade, and just driving along down this curvy road. It was called 580 over in Lampasas, Texas. Yeah, anybody who's from there knows that road is notorious for accidents, having some fun with motorcycles and all that stuff. And yeah, so I'm just driving along, and down at the end of the road is a city called Bend, Texas. It's Bend. Yeah, it was a Y in the road. And at the end of the road, there was a sand mine. It was that red sand that, you know, people use for pool foundations. You mix it into concrete, you know, that red sand. And there's always these trucks, these sand trucks coming up and down the road all the time. And you know, they were paid by the load, so the faster they drive, the faster they get there, the more money they make every day, right? So, you know, they didn't exactly follow the rules, you know. So I'm riding along and going to work, you know, I'm almost there. I see this guy in my rear view. I saw him coming for a while, and kept getting closer and closer, and I kept speeding up faster and faster, you know, trying to stay ahead of him, because I know, you know, this guy is relentless, right? So I come up to this big sweeping turn, right, and I'm in this big gold wing, and, you know, just about like this right here, and I take this turn real tight, trying to stay in my lane. It's not working, you know. I'm on these bald ass tires, and they're, you know, cold as hell. It's cold morning, and yeah, inexperience kind of won on that fight, and off the edge of the road I went, on the opposite side of the road. And you know how it goes when you get in an accident or something crazy happens, how slow everything goes. And I saw, you know, everything, my life passed before my eyes, and, you know, I was like, I can't believe it's going to end this early. You know, I'm a young guy and haven't really experienced a whole lot, and I'm on this stupid bike out in the middle of nowhere, and ran up by the freaking sand truck. And yeah, well, little did I know I was going to have a whole lot of time to reflect on my my accident there, because you know, it came to it that the bike ended up on top of me, and you know, I was crunched up pretty bad. I was actually hyperextended my left leg, and I was stuck underneath this bike. It was hot as hell, and exhaust pipe burning my leg, and gravel stuck in my back, and you know, it was bad times, right? So yeah, turns out I was stuck there in the ditch for about 7 hours. Couldn't get this fucking bike off me. It was fucking huge, and I was a little scrawny little beanpole, and should have been driving the bike in the first place, stuck under it for 7 hours. Turns out this old lady needed to go feed her goats, so she turned off the road and saw me laying there in the ditch with this motorcycle on me, and she called up her son and had her son come and help get the bike off me while I laid there in pain, you know. And you know, turns out, you know, I had to have some tendon repair in my leg, and a couple skin grafts on my leg, and gravel pulled out of my back for about a half hour. And this is backcountry, guys. Remember that you know, the hospitals back then didn't have things like oxycodone and Vicodin and all that stuff. They just had localized stuff, you know, the shit like the dentist uses in your mouth. But yeah, when they did all the skin grafts and stuff, they did that up in Temple. So I got to be knocked out for a couple hours, and that was fun. The good thing about it, though, is, you know, the whole thing comes in and out. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I don't remember the pain a whole lot, so that's not a big deal. And I do remember the lessons that I learned that day. You know, going slower, not around riding yourself. Know what you're doing before you go, you know, double the speed limit through some turns in the back country, you know, and I feel like, you know, if that guy hadn't been riding my ass, none of that would have happened. But the truth is, had I, you know, taken the time that, you know, I saw the guy in my rearview mirror, I should have, you know, pulled over, pulled into a driveway, pulled into a side road, something, let him pass, you know, until I get that comfort level back and not end up trying to kill myself. So yeah, what I'd like to do in these videos is, you know, just kind of putt around and, you know, have you guys take a look. Whenever I first started getting back into motorcycles after my accident, you know, I pulled up a lot of the older video sites back then, and I was, you know, I think it was like, you know, motorcycle.com and a couple other, you know, odds and ends like that. And YouTube wasn't around back then, and I would watch people ride their motorcycles, do stunts, whatever. You know, I'm kind of hoping to, you know, pay back. You know, I hope some youngsters are watching this video and, you know, are seeing that big bikes are kind of cool, and you don't have to ride 900 miles an hour everywhere you're going to enjoy a big bike. And you know, this is my first sport bike in a long time. I used to ride cruisers and all that good stuff. And, you know, you can't always just run out and buy your big sport bikes or your sport bikes. And you got time to peruse the internet and watch videos and, you know, get your juices flowing watching somebody else ride a bike. And, you know, sometimes it gets a little boring, so the stories help. And maybe you learn some stuff along the way. You know, there's a couple things I learned watching videos. You know, I can get my knee down if I wanted to, and I learned how to do that watching videos. You know, I learned a lot of things. We're going to go over a lot of that stuff, so I won't really review it now, but I want to help, like I said, I want to help pay it forward and teach you guys some things, and maybe you guys will teach me some stuff too. So also in these videos, I'm going to be taking a little time out every once in a while just to let the bike speak for itself. You know, I'm going to let you hear the exhaust and just show you the open road, and hopefully this 1080i kind of comes out a little bit better than the last camera did, and gives you guys something to watch whenever you're just kind of hanging out. Maybe give you a feel for how it's like to ride a motorcycle if you're not riding already, or maybe you're down for the count after an accident or something. Maybe you just need to, you know, live vicariously through somebody. So here we go. I like to ride a little bit slower than most people do. But I do like to take off at some speed and make a little noise. Like I said, I'm an old timer. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm already done with the raising hell and being a hooligan and wheeling everywhere. You know, once you get to my age, you start realizing that, you know, life's a little short. You know how fragile we really are, how quick time passes, and all that. So I'd like to stick around a little bit. That'd be nice. Kind of brings us to the close of this video, where, you know, I wanted to talk about exactly why I'm doing this. You know, some people are like, man, vlogging's been done, you know, it's been done to death, and there's a lot more entertaining people out there than me that do this kind of thing. Really kind of have some different reasons, I guess. midlife crisis kind of thing. And we're in a really good place right now, and you know, anything can happen. You know, it could be the end for me, you know, anytime now. So I want to maybe keep a little record of things, and you know, maybe my kids or my kids' kids or my friends' kids or whoever. Maybe they want to know a little bit more about me. Or, you know, I think it would have been pretty cool if I had been able to, you know, watch some videos that my dad shot on his motorcycle. And maybe just know a little bit more about who he really was versus, you know, who I saw. And you know, I talk about this, you know, the current events and things that are going on in my life, and kind of keep a record of what's up, you know, because we're just a flash in the pan, you know. It's like time flies, and if you don't document this stuff, it's gone forever, you know. And it's already happened to me a couple times where I'm thinking back in time and I'm like, man, what was I thinking back then, or what was going on, you know? It's like the media's got its own spin on things, and you know, people embellish stories, and you know, you never really get to know what's really going on anymore, you know. If you don't remember it, it's skewed, it's not the same. So yeah, this is gonna be a kind of a little diary of myself, you know. We'll see how this goes. And, you know, I'm all up for suggestions as places to go. You know, this is Austin, Texas. This is Round Rock, Georgetown, all these areas that are nearby. Got lots of cool things to see. You know I watch a lot of stuff from the UK and Russia, and I like the vlogs from the Philippines. And you know, I like seeing the different sites, you know, hearing the different stories of the areas. You know, I hope that, you know, I kind of pay that back to somebody. Maybe somebody's like, you know, up in New England or over in the UK, or, you know, I even talked to a guy who's South Africa. You know, it's crazy that, you know, the internet's bringing us together like this. So, you know, I hope this, you know, is viewed by people all over the world, and they're interested in seeing the way the landscape is, the way, you know, we build stuff over here, or they like the sites. You know, it's kind of cool. You know, I'd like to contribute to that whole thing. You know, in this video, we haven't really shown a whole lot of cool stuff. We just kind of went around the neighborhood, and went the speed limit up the street, you know, and that's about it. But you know, like I said, give me some suggestions. You know, if you like some soundtracks, you know, like some dubstep tracks that you think we should put on here, or you know, every day I learn a little bit more about the video editing software, so everything is going to get a little bit better every time, I think. Got loads of stories, right? Because I am a little bit older than normal vlogger, so I've got quite a few stories to tell in my youth. And you know, I'm working in the IT industry now, and I'm at a senior level and systems architect for a fairly large financial institution. So I get to dabble in all the cool shit. So be a lot of stories about that, a lot of bitching, a lot of moaning, and a lot of stories about what I do in my off time. Like I play a lot of Minecraft, I work on my motorcycle here, I fly RC helicopters, you know, I do a lot of goofy crap. I do have ADHD, so I'm a little hyperactive. Back in the day when ADHD was just a time when your mom told you to shut the hell up and sit down. There was no medication for that kind of thing back then. So yeah, this is going to be the end of my video. Like I said, leave me any comments about where you want to see in the Austin area. We're going to be taking some trips downtown and around Lake Travis a little bit later, so you guys can see that. Just wanted to get a quick video out so you guys can see the video. Me riding my bike, as promised. So yeah, this is it. Thanks for watching. Please comment.